Something huge is happening right now, under the radar for most of us. It's a fundamental shift in how modern societies are governed. A quiet battle is underway to decide who gets to write the rules, the very operating system of government itself.
It all started not with a big bang, but with a Supreme Court ruling back in June 2024. And you probably missed it. It was kind of buried in the news cycle. But make no mistake, this was no minor ruling. It effectively dismantled a power structure that has defined American governance for the last 40 years, what a lot of people have called the unofficial fourth branch of government.
So, this huge power structure is just gone, and that creates a massive vacuum. The real question now is, what, or maybe who, is going to rush in and fill that void?
All right, let's start with the bombshell itself. A Supreme Court case called Loper Bright Enterprises v. Raimondo. The decision they handed down in June 2024 officially slammed the door on an entire era of American administration. So the ruling itself, it sounds simple, but its impact is, it's profound. The court basically took away the power of federal agencies to interpret laws that weren't crystal clear, and they handed that power back to the judges. This completely upended a 40-year-old doctrine that gave a ton of power to the experts, to the bureaucrats. Now, to really get why this is such a big deal, we got to look back at the system that just ended. For decades, we were living in the age of the expert, where these career civil servants, these specialists, held all the keys to putting laws into action. This whole thing revolved around a principle called Chevron Deference. It's been the bedrock of how things got done since 1984. Think of it like this. When Congress wrote a law that was a little fuzzy or vague, the courts had to say, okay, we'll step back and let the experts at the agency in charge figure out the details. And the thinking behind it made a lot of sense, right? Who knows more about environmental regulations than the actual scientists at the EPA? Or who knows more about complex financial rules than the specialists at the SEC? This deference gave these agencies the power to create rules and regulations that carried the full force of law. And this timeline, it really tells the whole story. We started with a system where jobs were political favors and moved to one based on merit and expertise. That expert power just exploded during the World Wars and the Cold War. It was then cemented into law in 1984, kicking off a golden age for the technocrat, an age that, as of 2024, is officially over. So, getting rid of Chevron wasn't just some legal fine-tuning. Nope, it blew a giant hole right in the middle of how the country is governed, creating that massive power vacuum we talked about. And just look at the areas that are now stuck in limbo. Agencies used to take old laws, like one from 1950, and apply them to brand new things like AI. They can't do that anymore. So now, the most important, fastest-moving parts of our world are basically in a Wild West regulatory gray zone, with no clear federal rules of the road. And into this chaos, a new and very powerful group is stepping up. They have a really radical vision. They don't just want to tweak the government, they want to wipe the slate clean and install a completely new operating system. This group, sometimes called the tech right or techno-libertarians, basically views the entire administrative state, with its human bureaucrats, its endless processes, its red tape, as just buggy old software that's slowing everything down and needs a total replacement. And this really gets to the heart of the conflict. You've got two completely different ways of thinking. The old guard runs on the logic of law and history, and their goal is stability. The new guard, they run on the logic of code, and their goal is speed and disruption. One gets its power from human interpretation. The other wants power to come from pure, cold, algorithmic execution. And their big, bold idea? It's a concept called DOGE, or the Department of Government Efficiency. The whole point is to completely replace human decision-making, with all our biases and delays, with pure, automated, algorithmic administration.
Okay, so let's get real for a second. What would that actually mean for us? What would it actually feel like to live in a world where government is run by code, not people?
On the one hand, the promise is incredible, right? Imagine getting government services instantly with zero human corruption. But the flip side is pretty scary. We could end up trading one form of power for another that's completely invisible, a black box, where biased code makes life-altering decisions and there's no one to hold accountable. Some people are even calling this the rise of digital feudalism.
And look, you need to understand this isn't just some American political drama. The decision to take apart the administrative state is already sending shockwaves all over the world.
So take a key U.S. ally, Japan, for example. For decades, their experts would sit down with our experts. They spoke the same language of policy and precedent. Well, that channel is now broken. It's being replaced by a system of direct, transactional deals with politicians and tech titans. It's a whole new language for global power.
Which, when you think about it, brings us full circle, right back to the very beginning of the American experiment. 250 years ago, the whole system was designed with one main goal: stop absolute power from ending up in any one person's hands. So we went from fearing the absolute power of a king to debating the concentrated power of the expert bureaucrat. But in trying to solve that problem, we might be creating an even newer, more concentrated power in the hands of the people who write the code. The old fight was about watching the bureaucrat. The new defining battle of our time might just be this: who gets to watch the algorithm?